Hey guys, well, I have had like an incredible manifesting day, and I just wanted to share it with you because it was so beyond cool what happened. So, today I went to one of my favorite places to get like a wellness treatment, and I was going there to get it's called like HBOT, um, but it is like a mild hyperbaric oxygen chamber. And so I had something really strange going on with my account. And so I walked up and I was there for my appointment, and I was like, hey, there's some things in my account that aren't correct. And she was like, okay, I'll check it out. Um, the app sometimes messes up, it gets all weird. But let's go ahead and do your oxygen chamber, and then we'll talk about it. So I was like, cool. So went and did the oxygen chamber and got out of there. And she was like, oh, while you were in here, I went through your account, and it looks like that you have 10 more credits on your account than you're supposed to. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, we had messed up some stuff before, so I gave you the extra 10 credits. Well, 10 credits is almost like a little over, no, it would be like over maybe $250. And I was like, what? And then she was like, and you had a free HBOT session. And I was like, what? So not only did I get the full hour mild hyperbaric chamber session free, but I got almost $250 of credits for like free. I mean, she's saying that they got like misplaced or whatever, but I was like, okay, I'll take it. So I didn't think too much of it, right? And I had a second appointment later in the afternoon for another, like, what is that called? It's like where you float in the pods for with the magnesium salt. And so I went for that appointment later in the afternoon, and I was like, didn't think anything of it. And I got in my pod, and I was in the water, and I was floating, and all of a sudden the water from the back jet, when it cleans, all of a sudden started going off. And I was like, well, first of all, I don't know if you've ever been in one of those, but it's like completely dark. You're like floating in this like total alternate state of consciousness, and the frickin' jet goes off behind you, which it doesn't do until you're done with your session, you get out of the pod. I mean, it scared me half to death. And I was like, what is going on? And so I was like, okay, so it stopped, right? Like not that long after. And I was like, okay, because normally when you get out of the pod and the jet starts going, it'll do like the cycle of like a kind of like a whirlpool cleaning. And so it didn't do that. And I was like, okay, so I just decided to keep floating after that. And then I was like 10 or 15 minutes after that. And then all of a sudden it went off again. And I was like, what is happening right now? So I got out at that point. My float was not done. I still had quite a bit of time, but I just was like, I couldn't even get in the Zen mode. And nothing like that had ever happened to me. So I was like, okay. So I got out, and I told the lady, and I was like, she was like, how was your float? And I was like, it was awful. And she's like, yeah, I don't know what happened, but the room wouldn't register that you were in there. And so it kept trying to clean. And she's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't even imagine. That must have been scary. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it scared me half to death. So she was like, well, let's work it out. So we go up to the front, and she gave me that float free. And then she gave me my next float for free, which was like another $110. And I was like, what is happening today? Like, 250, 110, $360 worth of free wellness. Like, I was tripping. But I'm going to tell you. So I started to recognize that there was something definitely strange happening during the float, because all of a sudden I was like, 'cause I was going to get really kind of like frustrated by what was happening today. I was like, why in the world is this happening? And when the first jet went off in the background, and it scared me, I was like, this isn't a coincidence, right? I was like, this is going to end in my favor. Like, I just knew, like, I was going to get some stuff. And it was so bizarre because I hadn't even thought about that from the first appointment. You know, I was like, oh, okay, like, I'm sure, give me stuff. But then the second time it happened in the same day, I was like, I'm going to pay attention, because this is for my good. This is in my favor, and I'm going to accept it. I'm going to receive it. And it was so blatantly obvious that it was a manifestation. Like, and it was not me. Like, this was God working through me. Okay, it was 100%. I had no idea. Like, how could this stuff happen? Right? Like, these things all went wrong to give me this free stuff. And I just want to say, like, you know, I didn't have to do anything. It just manifested. And instead of feeling like these feelings of like disappointment or frustration or whatever, I just kind of went with the flow of it, and I manifested $360 worth of free wellness stuff. And like I said, though, it was God working through me, because that was unreal. It was so cool to witness. And it was like things were going wrong, but yet then I got all this free stuff. So I just want to, you know, I always watch these manifestation videos, and I never know, like, what's the how of it, you know? Like, what did you do? So I'm going to tell you. For the last 10 years, I have been doing a lot of work on my inner self. And I think I had to come to the point where I accepted my shadow, and instead of just running from it, because there were so many large events that happened in my life that it was giving me an opportunity to accept that shadow, but I kept running from it because I didn't want to believe that I had hidden away this part of me that was so traumatic. And so, but once I just accepted that shadow, I finally just did accept it. These things have been starting to happen to me, like in my favor, for my good. And I can tell it was a shift in consciousness. So I believe that we're in a time right now where your shadow will be co-creating your reality until you accept it. And once you do accept it, then you will be, the light in you will be creating through you to this effortless ease that you don't have to try even. You don't even have to know what's happening. So anyway, I just wanted to share my experience because that's what Spirit told me to do. Like, literally told me, how much value did you receive today? And I was like, a lot. And they were like, share it. Share the value that you received. And they also just wanted me to say that you can do the same thing. Like, every single person has this ability right now that we are transforming into this new earth frequency to it's literally a co-creation with Spirit where you don't have to think. It just happens magically. I mean, magic. Because I didn't, like, set off the jet. How did that happen? I didn't change the app numbers. Like, what? Right? So it was something beyond me that did that to create those scenarios. And it was the coolest thing ever. And so this shift in consciousness from this powerlessness, this failure, this like poverty, where every time I had felt like something like that was manifesting through me, it would always end in like this darkness or suffering or pain or failure. And all of a sudden now it's creating through me like in my favor. So I'm just going to keep sharing these, and hopefully Spirit keeps just giving me more favor, because I'll take it. But I want to share because this is the time that we're in. And we're in this time where if you can go within and accept your shadow, you have to detach every part of you that is attached to the outer world and attach it with to the God within you. So like to God within you. So like your safety, your security, your money, your creation, like every single thing that you have attached to something in the outside world, you have to attach it on the inside now. And like I said, you have to accept your shadow and really accept that that is all the scary parts that you've hidden. And they are scary, you know, until you just go, oh, that's all I have to do is accept it. I denied it. I was like, no, like, I'm not a real victim. From where? Like, how did that happen? Well, it came out of me just a few days ago, and I realized that it was something that happened to me when I was a child. And I really was a victim of something. And I finally accepted that. And now I'm not creating all of these scenarios that create this powerless, this failure, this poverty. It's now in my favor. So I'm super excited. Keep sticking with me, and I'm gonna just keep sharing what Spirit's giving me. So have a great night.